Hi, greetings everyone, I'm Kevin and this is going to be the Booktuber TBR reading vlog. So the way that this is going to work is that I will take the 5 most recent Booktuber TBRs, so the 5 most recent videos where a booktuber that I follow has put up a July TBR. I wanted to do this even though it's the end of June because last night Jane from the Bookaholic put up her July TBR video, and I knew that Charlotte had already done that, and I said like I'm taking like from Jane. Jane has put up hers, so that's where we draw the line. So Jane, the other 4. And I was tired yesterday, so I didn't bother like filming, so I just screen recorded how it looked, and I'm taking notes of all the books and all of that. So as you can see, Jane was the first one with a TBR game, and then the next one is Gavin's, and then we have Lorena, and then we have Bethany, and the last one is Charlotte. And as I said, I haven't watched any of these. I put all of them up on my watch later list. So that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna watch them and what books they picked. So we're starting from the top and watching Jane's first. And I'm gonna watch the videos, write down all of the books that they chose in their own TBRs. And then after I have gone through all of them, I will pick one book from each of them. I hope that makes sense. And we're starting with Jane's.
Hello everyone, my name is Jane and welcome to my July TBR. So I'm so excited for July because basically July is my favorite month of the year because I have my birthday on July. So I'm always
happy birthday, Jane.
For this month. I'm going to play today my TBR game, the TBR of Colors, and I'm so excited.
It's a really I really enjoy her TBR game. I love the concept of colors.
This readathon is the Kingdom Hearts Readathon. It's basically a 1-week readathon in the beginning of July, and this readathon is hosted by Charlotte from Charlott, and I'm going to talk about all the details really soon. It's basically a readathon that is based on some sort of video game, but I never played this game, so you don't have to play this game or to know this game to participate in this readathon.
I'm actually, in this video, I'm going to attempt to do both the Booktuber TBR and Kingdom Hearts if I can manage to mix the books from the Booktubers to this. Like, that was the idea. I didn't focus on the readathon in my own TBR video, but I do really like, I love the idea of it.
And let's hope that my TBR game will be really nice to me this
I hope that too.
Colors.
Oh my god.
The goal is to get a graphic novel.
I hope you do, so I can read one as well. I might need it. Oh.
We were this close to the punishment size, but I got yellow, which is my favorite color, so I think it's
mine too.
But we do have something wider.
Ooh.
So I decided to go with
oh my god. I have wanted to read it. Like, oh my god. It's huge though. But it looks great.
I have another option for a graphic novel, and this is The Magic Fish. Okay, so for a thriller, I'm going to choose a book that I have on script, and I'm planning to read it in an audiobook. And this is basically Local Woman Missing. For the white book, I have a book that also was on my summer TBR, and this is Heartburns by Colin Hoover.
So that was Jane's video. So now we're going to watch Gavin's TBR.
In the month of July, we are reading the Mindfuck series, or at least we're reading the first book by St. Abbey. The books aren't really that big, and the font size in here is quite big too.
Oh my god, okay.
So the round we won was for Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Juno Dawson. So I have Strange Star by Emma Carroll, The Secrets of Winterhouse by Ben Gutterson, because I did ask on my Instagram stories what you think are BookTube's most hated thrillers. But the
most hated thrillers.
Or Survive the Night by Riley Saint. And then One by One by Ruth Ware, 9 Lives by Peter Swanson, and The Maidens by Alex Michaelida. Another project that I want to do is to read a lot of yaoi books in one reading.
There is one manga that I am planning to read, and it's My Love Mix-Up Volume 4, which is going to be released in the beginning of July. Will he pick My Love Mix-Up Probably not. If he does, I hope he does. I would love that because I'm already reading it.
Or Gay's Anatomy. So firstly, I have Change World Volume 1, and then I have Dick Fight Island Volume 2 by Reuben Ike. Then I also have Therapy Game and Therapy... Look, who reads Yaoi for the plot? Although actually the next one, the plot sounds fantastic. It's Scattering His Virgin Bloom. And this one, I love this part. It says, will a sought after alpha such as Renjaku take his coffee and go, or will he take something much sweeter instead? He's going to take his virgin bloom, apparently. I also have There Are Things I Can't Tell You.
Okay, that book I have already read. Rereads, I can't do rereads. It has to be a new book.
And then the last one that I own is 10 Dance 1. I am going to be doing the next episode in my first and last series. I think it's City of Bones. And then, is it City of Heavenly Fire?
Oh my god, okay. This is gonna be such a weird experience. So then we're gonna move on to Lorena's.
Hi, welcome back or welcome to my channel. It's Sunshine Lorena. I have one book that I do need to read this month, and that is So Happy For You, and it's by Cecilia Lasky. Okay, so for ebook, The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. The next one, a romance, and I have chosen the +1 pact. And next we have 5-star prediction, and so the one that I've chosen is The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. The one that I picked for my free pick is Curse of the Mummy's Tomb, and the last TBR dark pick is non-fiction, guys. I have chosen Wild by Cheryl Strayed, this summer Ween TBR. So for this one, I've actually went with a YA horror book, and that is Clown in the Cornfield by Adam Cesare.
Okay, so we're watching Bethany's now.
For July, we're reading a thriller, and the book that they voted on was White Ivy by Susie Yang.
I feel like a lot of thrillers so far. A genre that I don't typically read, but we'll see. And so far, no book that I own. This is gonna be interesting. But we have all of this video and Charlotte's video to go, so we'll see.
For July, the book that they chose was Braiding Sweetgrass. Leanna and I are going to be reading The Pillars of Creation by Terry Goodkind. And in July, we're going to be talking about Red Country and Sharp Ends. Red Country is Abercrombie's take on a Western, which should be interesting. It's Leanna's least favorite, but I'm kind of excited because sometimes I really like Westerns. So in July, I'm going to be reading Bombshell. We have our July Blades and Bodice Rippers book club happening over on Mara's channel. We're going quarterly this year, and the pick is going to be an interesting one. It is Morning Glory Milking Farm.
Okay. Morning Glory Milking Farm. I wonder what that could be. Just, I mean, based on the cover, I have no idea what it could be.
Which is an erotica, the first erotica
exactly
that
what
we
I
read
thought.
For book
An erotica.
club. It's on Kindle Unlimited, so I think I'll probably get it that way. Should be interesting. It's about a girl who works at a minotaur milking farm, but you know, it's not actually milk.
Minotaur Milking Farm. I had never thought I would hear that in my life.
The books that I'm rolling over from June are A Half-Built Garden by Ruthanna Emrys. This is a first contact story meets climate fiction, and the writing is being compared to Ursula K. Le Guin, so I'm very much looking forward to this. I love the cover. I've also got Up Against It by Laura J. Mixon, which is a sci-fi noir kind of crime story that is a modern classic. The Book of Gothel by Mary McMine. The Bruising of Kilwa by Nassim Jamnia. Teen Killers in Love by Lily Sparks. Is The Daughter of Dr. Moreau by Sylvia Moreno Garcia.
I have never read a Sylvia Moreno Garcia book. Yet. Is this the one? We'll see. So we got 26 books from Bethany. The good thing is that because there are so many books, I have more to choose from because I'm gonna only read one book from her TBR, so she gave me a lot of options, so that's good. And then we will move on to the last video, which is Charlotte's.
If you don't know, it's the Kingdom Hearts Readathon. The Kingdom Hearts Readathon is a readathon that I am hosting. And the thing with this readathon, not only that it is based on and inspired by Kingdom Hearts, is that it is interactive. I must be insane for doing this, but basically the entire readathon is interactive. So it starts with a choice. And in the announcement video that I will link everywhere I can, I'm presenting you with your first choice in this choose your own adventure sort of readathon. You can read a maximum of 5 books during this 1 week, and at any point in time you're allowed to drop out, save your game, stop your adventure. All of the information will be
So
down.
I'm trying to do so that each of the booktubers fits the prompts, because you can read a maximum of 5 books for Kingdom Hearts Readathon, just as Charlotte said. So I'm going to try and pick 1 book from each of the booktubers for each prompt. That's gonna be very interesting. We will see how that goes.
89. That will be somewhere over there.
I'm honestly impressed that she goes in English, because I have such a hard time counting this way in English, so I always do Swedish. I don't know why, it's difficult for me to like count larger numbers in English, so I always switch to Swedish when counting things. So I'm very like impressed. That sounds weird though, but I am.
Okay.
Tarzan of the Apes.
E. Okay, the random letter is E. I need to consult my bookshelves, but I actually don't think I have a book that starts with an E.
I don't, wow.
But I did find another option actually. And that one
Okay.
is Elazzo by
Ah.
Little Badger.
I have read that book.
The People in the Trees by Hanya Yanagihara, the same author as the one who wrote A Little Life, which I love. Another option actually is Book of Night by Holly Black, and this is the Illumicrate edition.
It's
The
gorgeous.
inverted cover. So I need to think about this and see which one I'm going to read actually. I'm not going to make a decision now. So for the 12 books recommended by 12 friends, I have so far only read 1 book. I still hope to actually complete this challenge. So let's once again screen record.
It would be
and I'm
funny
going to
if
count
I
down
read a book
to
because of her, and she reads a book because of me.
So-
That would be kind of funny.
The 6th book in my challenge is Little Thieves.
It was not the one that but I assumed that it wouldn't. It would have been like too, like what a coincidence it would have been if that happened.
This
Like, oh my
is
god.
a gorgeous
Beautiful.
Illumicrate edition. Probably
Absolutely
won't work for the
gorgeous.
Kingdom Hearts Readathon. The last book on here is Rule of Wolves. But the thing is, I have not read King of Scars yet. So I guess I'm reading King of Scars then. I have been
That cover
reading
is
it,
gorgeous
it's been
too.
on TBRs before. I am excited
A
about
TBR
it because
of
I
gorgeous
really
covers,
like Bethany as
basically.
a character. This is like a spin-off series. So the book that was picked for me from my Goodreads Choice Awards reading challenge was The Last Thing He Told Me, which was the winner in the mystery and thriller category.
So many thrillers everyone is reading thrillers.
The book that was picked
Plain
is
Bad-
Plain Bad Heroines, and then either People in the Trees or Book of Night. Please let me know which one you think I
You
should
didn't
read.
pick one. Okay, then I'm gonna write them both. So, okay. Those were the 5 most recent July TBR videos from my subscription box. Subscription box sounds very weird. But I have 5 books from Jane to choose one, 17 from Gavin, 7 from Lorena, 26 from Bethany, and 8 from Charlotte. And I will get back to you about which 1 book from each of these I am going to read. Hi, good morning. It's Monday morning and the Kingdom Hearts Readathon has officially started. I have looked at all of the books and narrowed down the list. So for Jane, there is only one option for me, and it's On a Sunbeam. It's a graphic novel, and it's a graphic novel that I have been wanting to read for a while, so this is my excuse to finally read it. And then I have options for the other ones. So for Gavin, I have The Maidens, Strange Star, and Winter House. And for Lorena, I chose So Happy For You, The +1 Pact, and The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. And for Bethany, I have Red Country by Joe Abercrombie, which is a western, which sounds interesting. I've never read a western. I haven't watched a western for 15 years, maybe 12, something like that. And then I also chose for her White Ivy. And for Charlotte, I chose Little Thieves and The Last Thing He Told Me. The thing about there are some of these Like Bethany, she had some books on her list that I would normally go for if I had to like pick books that I think would cater to my own preference. But because of this challenge is meant to challenge me to get out of my comfort zone, to read books I would otherwise never have read or never have heard of. So I wanted to mix these books, some that I think I would absolutely love, and some books that I feel like I have no idea what to expect with this book, kind of like that. So we have the first prompt for this readathon. It's kind of like choose your own adventure kind of thing. So you have 3 different paths: the sword, the staff, and the shield. And for sword, you should read a book with a weapon on the cover. For staff, something that is magical in the book. And then for shield, you read a comfort book. And out of these books, I am so intimidated by this book. Honestly, I don't know what to expect. But there's only one book on this list that has a sword or a weapon on the cover, and it's Red Country. So I am going to read Red Country for the first book, and I'm getting this as an audiobook out of Audible. The audiobook is 20 hours long, so we're starting with Red Country. So okay, the plan, because everyone needs a plan. I will listen to this today, started, not picking another book. And then tomorrow morning, I am watching the next video with the next prompt. So now I have to keep to the sword path. And so the next prompt I will say tomorrow. And that prompt, I hope that there's a book. Now I can check Bethany off the list for Red Country, and then I have 4 other booktubers I will pick a book from, and hopefully I won't end up at the end with a book from one booktuber that I've already read and a book from the last booktuber that does not at all fit the prompt, and I would have to rethink my existence. But okay, I'm starting Red Country now, and tomorrow watch the next prompt and pick a book. I am so scared. Oh my god. Hi, so we have a problem. Oh my god. Okay, we have a little inconvenience happening. So as I said, I was gonna read Red Country. I went to Audible to buy the audiobook. So I had 5 credits to use to get the audiobook. So there shouldn't be a problem, right? Except it said that my payment wasn't valid. And I was like, I have 5 credits. I bought it with a credit. I didn't like put pay with money. I put pay with credit. So I was just really confused. So I reached out to Audible, did like the chat thing, and I just said that, you know, how is it not a valid payment method when I have 5 credits to use? I have paid for those 5 credits. That's why I have 5 credits, and I paid with a credit out of the 5 I have already paid for. So why didn't it go through? Why was the order declined? And they were like, yeah, we understand your issue. We will get back to you in 2 to 3 business days. Hey, Lucy. She says hi. Hey. Hey. What's that? Yeah, she says hi. She wants cuddles. Both my cats always want cuddles. I mean, like, I could, I guess, find another book for the weapon on the cover thing and hope that I can put Red Country in another prompt that shows up. I'm gonna have to think about that, but right now I have waited like 3 hours for it to get through, and I hate, like, for me, when I make a plan, when I say I'm going to read this book for this prompt, it takes a lot out of me to change a plan that I already made. So we'll see. Why can't something go right? Why can't it just have, you know, like, yeah, I'm gonna figure out what I will do and I will get back to you. So because the whole thing with Red Country, I decided to go with the things he couldn't tell me. This book because it has water on the cover, and water is technically a weapon used to drown people. I mean, drowning people is not what I did a thumbs up to. I did a thumbs up because I figured out a loophole. This just means that I have to figure out another prompt to use red country. Maybe tomorrow or another day, Charlotte will give the prompt the name of a color on the cover. That would be very much appreciated, Charlotte, if you did that for the sword path. I don't know if you did, but I hope that you did. That would have been great. That would be awesome, in my opinion, honestly. That's the first day of this readathon and this challenge, which doesn't go exactly as I expected, to say the least. Hi, so it's the next day. It's the 5th of July now, and I said yesterday that I was going to look at the next prompt from Charlotte. Then I realized, I think the point is that once you finish the book for the previous prompt, you go on to the next prompt. I don't think I'm supposed to watch the next video before I finish the first book. That's what I think. Meaning that I should finish the last thing he told me before watching that video. That is what I think is how it works. But I am currently 10 chapters into the last thing he told me. I do really enjoy it so far. It reminds me a little bit of The Husband's Secret, because there is like, the husband is hiding something and he left a note behind. But in The Husband's Secret, he leaves a letter that says, "Read once I'm dead," or something like that. The wife, of course, reads it before he's dead. So she finds out his darkest, deepest secret while he's alive, and it completely changes her view of him. And this reminded me a little bit of that, because we have a wife who doesn't know anything, and she apparently doesn't know her husband, and he's on the run. He leaves a note for her that says take care of her, meaning probably his daughter, who's 16, and she is not, like, the wife is not the mother to this kid called Bailey. They kind of try to figure things out. There has been some kind of fraud for the shop that Owen works at. Something is, like, you know, smells of dead fish kind of thing. Owen is on the run. They don't understand anything. This woman and her stepdaughter, they don't know what's going on. So they try to figure things out. That's where I'm at. And I really enjoy it so far. I do really enjoy it. I like the mystery aspect of it. Like, you don't know what's going on. And I like that, not knowing. And as I said, this isn't a book that I would have picked up on my own. This is a book that I don't think I would ever have read this if it wasn't for this challenge. So the plan today is to either finish the last thing he told me, or do so that I don't have a lot to read or listen to tomorrow. And I want to watch the next prompt video to know what the next prompt is. And also, I haven't heard anything from Audible about Red Country, and I don't understand what's going on. But I'm gonna continue listening to the last thing he told me and update you a little later about how it's going and what I think about it and stuff like that. Hello, it's the 6th of July and I have finished the last thing he told me. I honestly loved this book. It was absolutely fantastic, and I'm shocked at how much I love it. Honestly, it was really good. Yeah, like, it kept you guessing, and I don't know how to explain it. Like, I loved the mystery element of it, and I really loved it. I feel like I can't explain it fully why I enjoyed it, because it is a mystery. I don't want to, like, spoil it, you know? But I really, really loved it. There were moments where I felt like, am I giving this 5 stars? but I'm not. I'm giving it 4.5. But that means that we have done the first book out of 5, and it was a success. So the first prompt is done. So we're going to watch the next video for the next prompt and see what book and what booktuber will pick the book for me. But let's go into the Kingdom Hearts, because this prompt that I just completed was for Sword. We're going on to Sword.
All right. So you chose the Sword. Hopefully you enjoyed your book.
did.
It's already time for
And you
your
chose
second
it.
choice. This time it's a character choice. The question is, what do you want out of life? To see rare sights, to broaden your horizons, or to be strong? Make your choice.
Broaden horizons, rare sights, or be strong. And I assume I'm supposed to pick one of these. What do I want out of life? Broaden horizons, rare sights, or be strong? Broaden horizons? We're going into broaden horizons?
Oh, I see. You wish to broaden your horizons.
Yes.
The prompt is therefore to read a book that takes place in a different setting than the one that you are in. It could be a book taking place in another country than where you are. If you're currently at home, it can be at school or outer space. Like, basically just think of where you are right now and find a book that's not that.
So we're picking a book set somewhere where I'm not. That is everyone out of these books. I live in Sweden, and none of these books are set in Sweden. This is difficult. Because again, like, my main issue is, what if I pick a book and it's the only book on this list that fits the next prompt that I will get? What if that happens? I don't know what would I do if that happens? What if I read the only book on this list with green on the cover and the next prompt is green? I don't think that would happen. But what if that would happen? You know, like, what if I get the prompt one word on the cover and I've already read Winter House, for example? You know what I mean? I'm worried that something like that would happen. But I want to listen to another audiobook, so I'm checking what audiobooks I have. Ooh, I could listen to, but no. I felt like I could listen to something wilder, and then I remember that the book from Jane is the only one that I have already chosen one specific book for, and not options. For her, I want to read On a Sunbeam. That's it. I'm reading On a Sunbeam for Jane, but I want to listen to an audiobook. Ooh, I know that Lorena said that The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb was on Scribd and that it was a short audiobook, so maybe we can listen to that. Okay, I found it. So here we have the audiobook. It's 3 hours and 19 minutes long. Okay, so we're listening to Curse of the Mummy's Tomb now for Lorena, and it's a very short audiobook, so that means that I can soon pick another book, and we will see what the next choice is for the next prompt in the game. So far, I really love this idea of the interactive readathon thing. I think it's really fun to do. I'm excited to know what the next choice is. But for now, I'm going to read Curse of the Mummy's Tomb, and then I'll get back to you about what I thought about it. I don't think 3 hours and 20 minutes is a little short to give like updates in the middle. I will let you know once I've finished, and we will look at the next choice and the next prompt and pick the next book. Hi! So it's a few hours later. I have finished Goosebumps, the Curse of the... what is it? The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. It was okay. I mean, I didn't love it, I didn't hate it. I felt like it took the beginning, like, it felt like they took too long before they got to the point and like the main thing of the story. So I felt like they just dragged everything out, and then the action and all of that happened at the end. The beginning just dragged on a little bit, in my opinion. I'm giving it 3 stars. I can't give it more than 3 stars. There were moments that I really enjoyed and that really like dragged me into the story, and some moments that I felt like I was kind of bored. But I have finished Goosebumps, so we will watch the next video for the next prompt and figure out what book I should read next. A lot of next in that sentence, I know. We're gonna go here and watch what happens now.
The third choice, the third crossroad in this Kingdom Hearts adventure is, now that we know what our weapon is, we know our character traits, where will we start our adventure? In which world in this massive universe do we start our journey? Do you wish to start your adventure over at Destiny's Island, Traverse Town, or the Disney Castle? Make your choice and board that gummy ship towards your next destination.
I don't know what they mean. Like Disney Castle, it has something to do with Disney. The other two, I don't know. I don't know. Are they like... I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. Okay, let's go for... oh my god, the Traverse Town.
Hi, and welcome to Traverse Town, the town where survivors of lost worlds end up. The prompt is to read a book that you keep forgetting about.
Oh my god. A book that I keep forgetting about? A book I keep forgetting about. There's only one book that a booktuber on my list chose that I have wanted to read. The other books I have never, had any, either I haven't heard about the book or I haven't had any interest in the book to find out what it's about. So I guess I'm reading on a sunbeam. It's literally the only book on this list that I have heard of and that I know about and that I have wanted to read. So I guess that means we're reading on a sunbeam. Hi, good morning. It's the 7th today. It's 9:30. I have spent 4 hours on my tie because I was so frustrated. I am now going to start reading on a sunbeam. It is 546 pages long, but it does look great and I am excited to read this. I am not feeling very well, so I have with me a cup of ginger tea and yeah, I hate, it's summer. Why can we not be sick in the summer? I am going to start reading on a sunbeam now. We'll see how long it takes, 546 pages. It might take a while. I don't know. But I'm gonna start reading it now and stop procrastinating. Hi. So an update about the book. I am currently on page 180 something. And I want to DNF the book. The thing is, there's nothing really against the book. It's just that I'm not enjoying it. And it's over 500 pages. I have read barely 200 pages. And if I currently don't feel like I would give this book over 3 stars, I would rather read 300 books of something. I would rather read 300 pages of a book that might be more enjoyable to read for me. But I don't know if DNFs are okay. The good thing is I just found out that Charlott is doing a little reading sprint thing on her channel in less than an hour. So I'm going to head there, try to read more of this, and then I'm going to ask in the chat, is it okay to DNF a book?
I was going to think the rest of the month. Yeah, no, of course. You're definitely allowed. Is it okay to DNF? Of course, you're allowed to DNF a book. But I don't know. I haven't actually considered that. If you're allowed to do whatever you feel like. If you DNF a book but will count it as read because you want to continue with adventure, that is fine. So do whatever you feel like.
Hi. So it's during the sprint now, the first sprint of the live. So we're doing a 20-minute sprint, and as you saw, she said that DNFing was okay. So I read until 202 pages. I felt like I'm gonna give it a last go, and I'm DNFing it. 202 pages in out of 530 something. So I feel like I'm okay DNFing it. It's not that the book was bad or anything like that. It just wasn't for me. I didn't feel like there was any plot that I understood, too many characters, and everything was just a big mess for me. I didn't feel like I understood enough that was going on to understand what I should care about in the story. So I just felt like it's better if I spend my time reading a book that I will enjoy. This sounds so bad. But we're gonna watch the next video now. The next little challenge thing.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed your book. The question is, what do you wish to do now? Do you wish to earn experience points by fighting Heartless? Or do you wish to collect items in order to synthesize a new weapon?
Oh my god. Okay. Fight Heartless or new weapon. I only have 2 books to go. I have a book for Gavin and a book for Bethany. That's it. Oh my god. Okay, Heartless. Let's go for Heartless.
So you decided to earn some experience points
apparently.
by fighting Heartless. Good choice.
Okay.
Well, in order to actually gather these experience points, you need to read a book that has been written by an author that has written at least 5 books. Go ahead, find that author, find that book, and read it.
Oh my god, okay, so I need to look at the books they have chosen for me. That they haven't chosen for me, but the ones that I chose from their TBRs as options for me. And see if any of them were written by someone who's written over 5 books. I will get back to you. There's literally only one offer left of all of the books that I have left for the last 2 Booktubers that has written over 5 books. And it's Emma Carroll, who wrote Strange Stars, chosen by Gavin for his TBR. So I am reading Strange Star. I wanted to read a book as an ebook, but this doesn't have an ebook on Scribd. It has an audiobook on Scribd that is 5 hours long. So for the remaining sprints, I'm going to listen to the book. This is kind of like a retelling of Frankenstein. It's set in Switzerland in 1816. Like, the first sentence in the synopsis is, "They were coming tonight to tell ghost stories. A tale to freeze the blood was the only rule." And I'm like, oh my god, okay. Sounds interesting. Definitely not the kind of book that I usually read, which is, again, the point of this challenge. And so far, the only book that I would otherwise have probably picked up was On a Sunbeam, and I DNF'd it. So, who can you trust? But I'm going to listen to Strange Star now. The audiobook is just 5 minutes long. That would be something. It's only 5 hours long. So I'm not going to finish it today, but I will probably finish it tomorrow. So that's good. And then we only have 1 booktuber left. Hi, it's 1 in the afternoon. And this is when I update. I have 2 hours left of the audiobook. Things are happening. I enjoy it so far. It's kind of like a ghost story. Creepy things are happening. But like, my issue right now is not the book. I am sick. I woke up with a fever. My nausea is even worse. Yeah, I am not okay. So I haven't felt like filming because obviously I'm sick. So I don't feel like, yeah, I hope you understand what I mean. But I'm gonna continue the audiobook. I only have 2 hours left, as I said. So my main focus is finish the audiobook, and then sometime today, like, I'm not pushing for finishing it today if I can't focus. I wanted to have it as an ebook, but it wasn't available as an ebook on Scribd. It only was available as an audiobook. And right now, I feel like I would prefer having it as an ebook. That way I could focus with my eyes and take it step by step. I could read a chapter and then take a pause, read a chapter, and then, you know, like, continue like that if I had had it as an ebook. But listening to it when I'm not feeling great, even though, like, the chapters are short, but it can, like, I'm so tired that I feel like listening to an audiobook, I can be, if I don't focus all of the time, I will just, you know, like completely space out and be like, what is happening? You know? My plan is that I'm gonna try and do some chores, like wash the dishes and stuff like that while listening to it. That's what I'm doing now. I'm going to continue listening, do something while listening, and hope that I will feel better later today. Hi, it's the 9th today, so Saturday. I am still not okay. I am still sick. I feel like I live in a gothic novel because this morning we had a thunderstorm. Not really like a storm, a thunderstorm the way that it does in some countries, but it was raining very, very heavily and thundering. I don't have anything against rain. It's still raining. It's been raining the entire day. I feel like, you know, a gothic novel, the environment, the weather matches what's going on inside you, you know, that kind of thing. But I'm still sick. I still have kind of like a fever. It's not really like bad. It's just, you know, not good. And we had a festival on my street. There's an annual festival here and it's happening very close to where I live. I don't know if you can hear it. They're talking on like a speaker. You might hear them, I don't know. But last night during evenings and kind of like the entire night, they have a huge music thing, like basically a concert and like kind of dance party-ish. Enough about that. I finished the book yesterday and I mean, I enjoyed it. I think reading it and having read Frankenstein, I think you would enjoy this even more because you can see like the connections. So I do really like enjoy that. I'm giving it 3 stars, mainly because it's not really something that I typically read, so I don't enjoy it really because I feel like I thought it was good. I'm never going to reread it. I'm not probably going to read another thing from the author because I didn't really enjoy it that much. I thought it was good, but even though it was such a short audiobook, I didn't finish it until at 7 in the evening yesterday because I felt like, okay, I need to finish this book. I didn't finish it in one go as I would normally if it was a book, such a short book, audiobook that I really enjoyed. I would have kept going, but I didn't. So I'm giving it 3 stars. And that means it's time to pick the last book from the Booktuber TBR challenge, as well as the Kingdom Hearts READATHON. And the issue is that the only one I have left is Bethany, and I still haven't heard anything from Audible about Red Country. I have completely given up hope on that book. I wanted to put Bethany last in case they fixed the whole problem with Red Country so that I actually got the book that I bought with a credit, even though the order was declined, and I still don't understand how, when you buy with a credit you have already paid for, how can it be declined? But I have given up hope on Red Country, meaning that I will have to pick another book from Bethany. And the other book that I picked as an option was Ivy League is White Ivy League. That's something completely different. White Ivy by Susie Yang. I do have this as an ebook, so I do hope that whatever prompt I will get fits. So we're gonna see, going back to that video.
Welcome back! You made it! Awesome! Well, it's finally time for your last crossroad.
The last crossroad.
In this readathon.
Oh my god.
Now that you have gathered some experience points, you're being rewarded with a new key. But which key will you pick? Will it be the Kingdom Key, Oblivion, Oathkeeper, or the Ultima Weapon? Make your choice.
Okay, my issue now is which of these keys, there are 4 keys, which of them would work with White Ivy? I don't know why, but the one of these that call out to me is Oblivion, so we're gonna go with Oblivion.
You chose Oblivion.
Yes.
This is the key that represents Sora's memories of Riku, and this is also a key that represents darkness. Your prompt is simply to read a book with a dark cover.
Oh, thank God. Oh, great. Okay, so White Ivy looks like this. It's dark. Hi, so it's a very long time later. As you saw, like, the video just kind of cut in a very, like, awkward place. Like, not really awkward, but kind of. And the thing is, I never updated about White Ivy for one specific reason. Like, the card was full. That's why it just suddenly broke off. Like, the card was full, so I went ahead and transferred everything on the card to my computer, only to find out that the first part of the video, which was the intro and Jane's part, was gone. And so I felt really like, okay, I'm giving up on this vlog, you know, like, I just felt like that. I'm giving up. And then the other day, I went through everything on my computer and I found out that I didn't lose that footage. I didn't lose that part. It was just named in an awkward way. Or not like awkward way, misinforming way, you can say. And I thought that I had named Jane's part. I hadn't, and that's why I thought that it was erased. But then I found it, and suddenly, like, this vlog is obviously worked on. But because of that, I felt like, okay, I'm not gonna give updates on White Ivy. I just felt like the vlog was over. But then I found out that it's not. So here's my update for White Ivy. I DNF'd it. The thing is, the book is supposed to be a psychological thriller, and I don't understand what was thrilling about it. Like, in the beginning, I thought it was interesting. We open up with, or like, the book opens with this girl who was born in China. Her parents moved to the US, and then she also moved to the US. And I really enjoy, like, all of the immigrant parts. Everything that they struggled with coming to the US. Like, immigrant stories always makes me think of my own family and how they ended up in Sweden. Of course, my family had a privilege of fitting in a different way than she would ever do, because we're white. So as long as my grandpa didn't talk, no one would understand that he was an immigrant. But she didn't have that, you know, privilege. People judged her just by looking at her, feeling that she didn't belong and stuff like that. And what I really thought was interesting was how she kind of became a thief. And I thought that that was going to be, like, the big thing, the thriller thing, that we had this, like, that the beginning was a backstory to a criminal kind of thing. I just thought that was really interesting. But as the book went on, like, I enjoyed it, but for me, it read as literary fiction. I didn't understand what was a thriller with it, why it was considered a thriller, why it was so, like, critically acclaimed for being a thriller, and I was just like, I don't get it. And I stopped enjoying it halfway through. Like, I felt like I don't have a reason why I would like to continue this book. So, like, with this book, I just felt like I don't care about the characters and there is no plot. So I didn't feel motivated to continue. So I DNF'd it, and I stand by that choice. I DNF'd it. And that kind of sucks now in retrospect, because that means that I gave one book 4.5 stars. The first book I read was 4.5 stars. The second book I gave 3 stars. And then the third book, I think, was On a Sunbeam, which I DNF'd. And then another 3-star, and then another DNF. So I should have ended with the first book. And, like, the whole thing with Red Country, I still don't understand. I still haven't heard anything. But, like, that's a wrap on this vlog. I hope you really enjoyed it. I loved doing this thing, and I really want to thank Charlott for putting together this readathon. It was really, really fun, and I love the interactive part. I hope that you will do more of that thing. It was really, really fun. And again, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you next time. Good reading. Bye.